Hi crafters, welcome to Creative Moments by G. I'm G and today is Technique Tuesday. We are going to create a quick and easy, beautiful card that you can use as a masculine card or you can use it for any occasion. But Father's Day is coming up and we thought this would be a great card to create. So let's head down to the crafting table and let me show you this card. Okay, here is the card. You open it up. We kind of have a Z fold right here, a little Z bar. And then we have two diagonal cuts. You can add a gift card and then you can add a note. This is so fun to create. So let's get busy. Now, first I want to show you the beautiful paper that we're going to be working with today. Look at this. We have our beautiful citrus, and then we have this gorgeous blue. Look at that design. It's just gorgeous. And you know what I love about all of the DSP or pattern paper that we have is right here it tells you all the coordinating colors that you can use. Now this one's called Mediterranean Blooms, and it's an amazing set of patterned paper. Oh my goodness, you are just going to love it. Look at that design right there. You have oranges, you have lemons, such bright, vibrant colors. But let's get busy creating this card. Now, the first thing you need to do is just create your regular base card. And that is just 8.5 by 5.5 scored at 4 1/4. And then you need to decide on all your color coordination. And we are working with this. So the first thing I want to do is go ahead and get these panels cut, and we're just going to cut a first mat. Now I want to remind you that all the measurements are listed over on creativemomentsbyg.com. Just go to our website, sign up for our newsletter, and then go to my blog, and you'll have all the measurements and all the supplies. So let's go ahead and cut our mats that we're going to use right here. Now on that, we're just cutting a white piece of paper. Now, because we're going to add some other mats, you don't even have to put a mat there if you don't want to. So that's totally up to you. But I want to go ahead and put a white mat because I want it to cause the other designs that we're bringing in to pop. And giving it that white background really does it. So our first mat is just 4 by 5 1/4. And we're going to cut that twice. Now you could also cut a design if you want. But like I said, I want what I'm going to put down in a minute as the diagonal mat to really pop. So I'm just going to go ahead and put a white mat right here. Let's go ahead and adhere those to our base card. Now make sure you stay with us to the end because we have 2 more cards to discuss with you. So as you can see, this mat leaves a border all the way around. Now you need to decide what design you want to use as your diagonal part right here, because that's where you're going to slip in either a gift card or a little note card. Now what I've decided is I want to go ahead and use this beautiful paper. It's not too much, it won't be overpowering, but it will just make it pop on the inside of the card. Now another tip here, if you have directional paper, you need to be mindful of that and cut it so that it goes straight up and down. And this is directional for me. I'm going to go ahead and cut a first mat again. So we know that our top edge needs to be at 4. So I'm just going to put it right in there at 4. And I need to cut 2 pieces because it is directional. So let's go ahead and cut one at 4 by 5 1/4. And I'm going to cut one more at 5 1/4. Now, doing two mats like this, cutting two directional mats for your diagonals will allow you to make two cards. Now, let's look at our card very quickly here. We need to have a diagonal going this way, and we need to have a diagonal mat going this way. So, on our first mat, I'm just going to lay it down just like this, and I know that I need to cut my diagonal from the left corner down to the bottom right. So go ahead and put it in your trimmer. Right here at the top, put the left corner in and swivel it until you have the right bottom corner, and then slice. Now, save this piece. Just put it to the side. And here is our first diagonal. Look at that. Very nice. Now, grab your other mat. Put it on the right-hand side. You can't cut it the same way. Now we're going to cut from the right top corner to the bottom left. So let's go ahead and do that. Put your right top corner in the canal in your trimmer. Your bottom left, and slice. Now save this piece of paper. And now we have our two diagonals. Now bring this back in, and because we cut two mats, we have the same paper. We can make another card. So you need to save those and go ahead and make another card while you're making this one. So what you need to do to lay those down is grab you some tear and tape, and we are just putting tear and tape on these edges right here. So flip it over and lay down your tear and tape just on those edges. And then use your take your pick tool or your fingernail to take off that strip. I'm going to go ahead and just lift it off. And because this is tear and tape, it will stick. So make sure that you have it exactly where you want it. Right here in this corner is where I'm going to start. Okay, and now let's do the left-hand side. So we're going to just put tear and tape right here on these straight edges right there. I'm going to move this paper. And let's just turn this sideways. Put down our tear and tape on this side. Really push it into your patterned paper. Bring in your, take your pick tool and just lift it off. Now we're going to add it to the left-hand side of our card. Once again, this tear and tape will really stick. So start with your corner, line up your side, and then just put it down. Now, you can see that you can add a gift card right there. Let's go ahead and create our note card for the inside of this. Now, let's just stamp our message right here, and we are going to use Hooray for Surprises, just you're the best on the inside, just on this note card. I'm going to bring in my Knight of Navy. Tap, tap, tap. and just stamp the top. Okay, and you can see that you can just slip it in just like that. Look how pretty that looks. Now we need to create our little Z bar down here. So on this piece of cardstock, it's 8.5 by 11. We already have our 8.5 right here. I'm going to turn it long ways and just cut it at 2. And then we're going to turn this strip long ways and we're going to add some score lines. We're going to score at 2 1/8, 4 1/4, and 6 3/8. Now, if you can't see your 3/8 very well, just go ahead and turn it over and score at 2 1/8 again. That's just the easiest for me. And now we have our score lines. And the way you fold this is fold this down right in half, just like that, and then fold up each side toward the center. Bring in your bone folder, give it a good crease, even on the inside right here. And then we need to decorate these panels. So you'll need to cut your squares, and your squares for this, we like to leave a nice border, is 1 7/8 by 1 3/4. So that's not a square, it's a rectangle. So make sure that if you have directional paper, you're really mindful of how you're cutting it. But let's go ahead and cut our rectangles. So we are going to cut, since this is not directional, we're just going to cut 1 7/8 strip all the way down. And now we are going to cut 1 3/4, and we need 4 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now let's bring in our glue and adhere them to our strip. And let me show you the easy way to lay this down. We are just going to put this corner right here on this first mat. So go ahead and fold it back. Now, you can use glue or you can use a tape runner. Now, glue has a tendency to move around, so here's a tip. When you have a mechanism that you really want to hold, I typically use a tape runner because it holds it in place right away and I don't have to worry about moving. So I'm just lining up that corner and then I'm pushing down right there. And I know that it's going to grab it because I used a tape runner. Now all you have to do is just fold this one back, add your tape, and lift it up a little bit and line up that corner. And there we have it. It closes perfectly. Look at that. So pretty. This just really makes this inside pop, I think. You can really see your oranges because of this white mat. Now you could always bring in another pattern paper if you want, not to worry. But let's move on to decorating the front. Now I have a few tips for you on that. We want to go ahead and bring in that beautiful blue paper again. So let's go ahead and cut that as a first mat, which is 4 by 5 1/4. And we are going to just adhere it to the front of our card. Next, we're going to use heartfelt hexagon along with the punch. Now, I'm going to stamp this and stamp this beautiful sentiment right here, sending you lots of love. So let's just grab a white piece of paper. Once again, we're going to use our Night of Navy because I just love how dark it stamps. I'm going to bring in this beautiful label outline. Tap, tap, tap. Stamp it. Look at that. Gave it a perfect border. Now I'm going to bring in the sentiment and just add it right to the middle. Now let's bring in our punch and get that punched out. So we're just lining it up, and when you think you have it, go ahead and just apply a little bit of pressure to hold it in place, and that way you can make sure that everything is perfect and then punch. Now, you could just add it like that, but this is very busy, right? So what we're going to do is we have taken a strip of paper and we've run it through this beautiful embossing folder. You can use any embossing folder that you have. And look at that. Now when you put it down, it looks great. I think it looks wonderful. But let's take it to the next level. Have you used this before? It's called gilding wax, and it allows you to add some color to an embossed area and really make it pop. So let's go ahead and take this, and I have a tip for you on how to add it to the embossed strip. Okay, let's grab some paper. Now, you open the jar, and of course, you're going to get your fingers all messy. I don't mind getting my fingers messy, but a way to prevent that is grab you a latex glove. Go ahead and put it on. Make sure it's tight, and then just dip it in. Now, when you dip it in, you're going to have probably too much. So go ahead and just put it on the paper. Wipe it off a little bit and very lightly start to go over your strip. And then you can come back over here and pick it up because you just want to get a little bit on there. And it really brings out that embossed area. Look at that. Just beautiful. Now, you can wash this off. You didn't get your finger dirty. Just take off your latex glove and you have it for next time. Close it up. Look, no mess. Next, we're going to just add this right to the front of our card, just like that. And we're just going to add it with some glue. Just to give it a little bit of dimension. So add it right to the center, and you just line it up on the bottom and the top. And now we are going to bring in this. Now you can leave it just like that, or you can add a little bit more interest. What if we added a background behind it? Now, how do you do that? Because we punched out the same size label. The way you do that is You can use a pair of scissors. You can bring in your trimmer. We're just bringing in the trimmer and we are slicing it right down the center so that we have two halves. And now we are just going to add it right to the top, just like this, just to make it pop a little bit more. So now you can use glue or you can use whatever you want to adhere it to the back. Just going to use a little bit of glue. I'm going to put a little bit of glue right here and just add it. And look, makes it pop just a little bit. So that is a great tip when you want to add just some more dimension to your card. Let's go ahead and add this on some dimensionals. Now I took the backing off of the dimensionals and I'm just going to add it to the front of the card. Now you open it up. We have our card right here. Look at that. You can write your sentiment. You can add your gift card. Quick and easy card. Now this is a perfect Father's Day card, but it is also a fantastic design that can be used for any occasion. Now remember I said stay with us because I have two other cards to discuss with you. So let's look at those. Now here is the card I showed you before. This has a completely different label on it. Instead of making a mat and then putting a frame on top of it, I just cut out the nesting mats. So this is a nesting die set. And look at that. We still added that beautiful embossed strip. You open it up. We added coordinating designer series paper. We added a mat back here that had a beautiful design on it and then picked a coordinating color. Once again, you simply add your little card right here on whichever side you want. You add your gift card and you have a fantastic gift that's a card, right? And finally, look at this. We stayed with the blues and the beautiful browns. We kept it simple. We didn't add a background. You open it up. We added the coordinating paper to this set because it picked up this beautiful pecan pie color. We cut out the image from the designer paper and added it to the note card. You have room here for a gift card. So take a moment and leave a comment. Do you like this gold, this gilding wax added to the embossed strip to make it pop? Do you like it plain? Or do you like the card that also has a background on it on the front label? Let us know which is your favorite. Well, we appreciate your time this morning, and we hope that if you were inspired by this free video, that you take a moment and subscribe to our channel and share it with your friends. Well, Maudie and I want you to go out and have a fantastic day, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.